you earlier heard, today we look at the campus, the security, and your safety as you are in our fold. Then how you can prevent some of the criminal activities, and especially also cyber security and your civic responsibility. If I start with the threats that confront students, the threats of security and safety that confront students. I can say the highest in our area is robbery. The robbery is also like stealing, somebody taking something from you. But in this way, the person is using either force or fear. So when the person applies force and fear to take an article like a mobile phone, laptop, money, anything vulnerable from you, is robbery. And another thing that's another threat that confronts us is also stealing. Sometimes you might leave your hostel, come to the campus, especially during the examination time. You go back and you might not find your valuable in your room, or you leave it in a classroom anywhere, and someone might steal it. Then fraud. Fraud is some people use some tricks to get something from you. And in our environment, we have some people called confident tricksters. And these people normally what they do is that they impersonate others that they are not. They can be like a malam or a pastor telling you to recite certain spiritual incarnation, leave your luggage with them, go here and come back, you won't see them again. Some will also ask you to hold their things to accompany them to somewhere, and they will rob you from there. In this, sometimes what we say is that don't be too holier than the Pope. We know we are very, our morality is high and we respect people early and all that, but we have to take due diligence and be listen to the other sixth sense. Then we also have fake landlords in our system. Some people will pose as hostel owners and all that, and they will take monies from you. We always recommend that these hostel operators should always take money from you by paying into the banks and not through Momo and other means. Because these are the ways these fake people also abuse and steal money from people. Another threat is rape. Rape is a lady who is 16 years or more who hasn't given you consent and someone has sexual activity with that person. That is rape. And in the Criminal Offences Act, the punishment for rape is minimum of 7 years up to 25 years. And what normally happens in our environment is that there is something called hookup. I call it, is it a dignified prostitution or what? People leave their numbers, people call them, and they service them at homes and all that. It's regrettable to say that some of the students are doing this. And some of the men also patronize. And if you don't, what they do is that they sometimes lure people, they gang rape the person. Alcohol is also a threat because whenever you take alcohol excessively, you will lose your alertness and you can fall victim to any criminal activity. I think we earlier heard about drug abuse. Yeah. Drug abuse is also one of the threats confronting us. And I think you heard about the different types. What I have to say is that the criminal, or even let me talk about the Narcotic Commission Control, Narcotic Control Commission Act 2020, Regulation 37, talks about the use of narcotic drugs. And it's said that when it is found on you, we heard somebody asking the previous speaker that somebody in my hostel is into drugs. Criminally, whenever you are into narcotic drugs, it's an offense and you can be arrested. You can be arrested and processed at courts and you can be fined or imprisoned. So it's very important that we desist from drug abuse. Then another threat is darkness. the night, the bad rules, the shortcuts. Because these pose crime threats to students because they create darkness, isolation, poor visibility, which criminals exploit to hide and operate. Because when they operate, they will not be noticed. And such roles also slow people down and their movement, making it difficult for students to get assistance even when you want to shout and when you want to escape. So we always advise that we should avoid routes like that. So all these, if all these are threats to our safety and security, then what can we do as students to ensure that we improve our safety and security? We call something situational crime prevention. It is something that you do to make it less rewarding for a criminal, or it make it difficult for a criminal to attack you. So what are the rules? When we are outdoor, when we are outside our hostels, when we are outside our classrooms, lecture rooms, what do we have to do? We have to avoid walking in the dark because we said darkness is a threat. And also, we do not walk near bushy areas because that will increase your vulnerability for attack. Then we have to avoid, I earlier said, shortcuts and walk in pairs or in groups. When we are in groups, it is difficult for us to be attacked because the person who is attacking thinks that he cannot be able to overpower all of the people in the group. Then we avoid talking to strangers. I always say we come here to learn. We have a purpose. All the other things are secondary. So avoid talking to people who you don't know. If they need direction, they should ask from somebody who is a local selling somewhere, not you. People will come to you like with phones. I'm selling phone. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. They can trick you and rob you because when they're able to follow them to somewhere which is unsafe, they can rob you. And if you are attacked by these armed robbers, allow them to take whatever. Don't try to fight them. I once saw a student in a KUST who was slashed on the arm and also stabbed, and still the things were taken away. So if they are robbing you with articles, don't fight them because you cannot be able to be in a position to overpower them. So because of that, whenever they take your phone, now the technology has advanced that the investigators can be, and the cyber security people can be able to track your phone even if it is stolen. Most important thing is to get your IMEI numbers. And how do you get them? When you punch *#06#, *#06#, you should be able to see your IMEI number on the phone. And you can keep this number somewhere. Should unfortunate happens and your phone is taken, and you report, the cybersecurity people will be able to help to track who is using your phone and be able to recover your phone for you. It happened to me. My children's phone were stolen, and I was able to track perpetrators. So we always have to punch the *#06#, then save your IMEI numbers. It will help investigation. If your phone can be retrieved, why do you fight them if they can injure you? And for that matter, do not work exposing your valuables, such as cell phones, laptop, iPads, and others, because it will be attractive to the criminals and you become a target. There are many people, especially the ladies, who always want to accept free lift and the rice and all that. You'll be in this ride, somebody can just put a handkerchief around your face and you are gone. And by the time you open your eyes, either you are raped and your blood is taken away from you, or they can even kill you. So let's try to be circumspect about where we sit, and even in the vehicle, if even the person is even somebody you know, how you sit quietly, keep your belongings to yourselves. What we have also realized is that some people also waylay others at the ATM point because they know that you are going for money. The moment you withdraw your ATM, they withdraw money from ATMs, then they attack you. So whenever you go to ATM and you find any suspicious character, Don't go, don't operate. You walk away. Do not make any withdrawal because you can become a target. Other than that, you can go with still group of people who can be able to be with you. Then another thing that is also emerged is people who use the Bolts and the Uber and the rest. Now the boat operators are operating offline. When you operate offline and you take the boat, who will be able to know which boat you took? So now when they come and they are operating offline, don't patronize because they can. We have experienced time and time again where both people take students, take them somewhere unknown to everybody, and they rob them. They drop. We even lost. KUST lost a foreign student because of that. They dropped the person. The person eventually died. So we should be very careful about boats. If you are taking boats, it's an online transaction. You should do it online. The person will have a what online transaction for you to track. Now there are other ways you can. The moment you take a boat, you let third party know where you are going to, so the person will monitor where you are going. And in this way, uh, nobody can just run fast on you. Then I will entreat all of you and also the foreign students or international students to know where to report criminal activities or anything that you think affecting your livelihood, so far as security and safety is concerned. Of course, we have our security officers around the campus. The KSTU security officers are there. You should be able to locate their offices. We have KSTU police station just here on campus. You can report. If you find your way around the Akotia line, Zongo area, we have Zongo police station. Those who live around Asuka, there's Asuka police station there. We have Ofori Chrome police station and all the other police stations around. In case of anything, when you are around, you can report. But we have other emergency lines. They run 24/7. And whenever you see anything untoward or something untoward happen to you, you can report, call these lines. The one is 0322192146. Normal, I say again, 0322192146. We have another number, 05037092241. The number is 05037092241. Another number who is MTN is 0256 039595. Number again, 0256 039595. These are numbers who run 24/7. It's a police helpline, and they run 24/7. Anytime you find anything untoward and you think you need police assistance, call on them. Then we should avoid crowded areas because that's where they can steal from you. And we have to carry as little physical money as possible on us so that we'll not be able to. People cannot, even if they steal from us, it shouldn't be something that will affect us. It should be something very small that we will not feel that much. Then we talk about security precaution as we are inside the residential facility or the hostels. Many a time, people leave their doors unlocked whenever they want to step out, a few minutes and all that. What we realize is that it's very terrible, but some of the students themselves are thieves, and others can also infiltrate. So somebody will knock on your door. When they come in and they find you there, they'll ask, I'm looking for Joseph, knowing very well that there's no Joseph staying there because you have seen him. If nobody is there, they will pick your valuable and go. So even if you are going to the washroom, if you don't have a hostel where the washrooms are inside, wherever you step out, lock the doors. And do not keep your doors under mats, flower pots on safe location because somebody can just have a duplicate of it. Whilst you are away, they will just come and take it. So in this way, you should always encourage your hostel assistants to always give you duplicate keys so that if you are sharing, you don't keep a key somewhere for someone to come for them. And report immediately whenever you find your door is compromised. or your key is missing, immediately report to your hostel assistant whenever you detect anything or unauthorized person coming to your place. You see, we're saying that you don't need to expose your valuables. So why do you open your windows and all that? You must as well cover them with curtains so that if somebody is even walking on the corridor or veranda or wherever, the person might not see where your things are placed. So little things when you do, they will prevent people from stealing from you. Avoid showcasing jewelry, money, and all that in your room when you are sleeping. Because if you sleep and your door is not locked, somebody, moment you get there, you'll be able to pick and run away. So try to cover all these things. If someone is loitering around your area, report. Try to. You see, the students of today are very lazy at picking at vehicle numbers and all that. You can pick vehicle numbers when you see some vehicles are loitering around in your area, as well as the motorbikes. And you can, even if you're in a position where you can't call, just your friend. This is what I'm seeing, so that they can raise alarm. The moment you do this, it's going to alert them of any danger, which is very, very important. Then get to know your neighbors because they will be able to look over your things for you whenever you are not around. And if you are around for a long, if you be around for a long time, let people what see or keep an eye over your property. Then, whilst at the car parks, whilst you are in a vehicle, now many students lose their property whilst they are even in the vehicle. But the moment they get into the vehicle, then that's where they are picking their phones from their bag, especially the ladies, trying to show where their money is and all that. Now, the taxi drivers and others, some of them try to do something to your door so that whenever you are opening, it's difficult for you to open and they will take your valuables from your bag. So whenever you get, especially the ladies, they are the most vulnerable in this case. Whenever ladies, you get into the vehicles, close your your bags. Don't open. You will not. The calls that are coming, they are not emergency. You can leave your phones in your bag until you get out of it. You go home, you pick your calls. It's very, very important. So don't also stay at isolated bus stops. People will come and rob you and run. I told you that robbery is force. Somebody can even snatch something from you and run. So it's very, very important. Then those who are driving, those who have vehicles around, always park your vehicles at a well-lit areas and possibly install alarm system in your vehicles. It's very, very, very important. The criminals wouldn't like to be exposed. So when there are alarm systems in your vehicles, they will not come clear. Then keep your valuables out of sight in your car as much as possible. Put them in the trunk or the boot so that they will not attract people to even come and steal from it. Some people will break into your vehicle and they want to steal from it. So we should avoid doing that. And always keep your windows of the vehicles high so that people cannot. And if you are driving, you will see that somebody is trailing you. Don't drive home or to your hostel. Drive either to the police station, to the filling station, or anywhere you think is safe. Don't go home so that people can trail you and rob you or anything like that. Then, cybersecurity, the precautions when you are online. You see, there is something called sextortion. The cybercrime, you see, in a simple layman's language, is any crime committed using a computer, mobile phone, or internet. And it's happening when someone uses technology to steal or to cheat, to threaten, to harass, to even spy on you or harm others. People can illegally even access information from you. And these examples include the impersonation. You can impersonate somebody online, sharing private videos or photos, and threats to people that you expose their sexually videos and all that. The Cybersecurity Act, in Ghana here, we have an act, the Cybersecurity Act 2020. We call it Act 1038. It deals with these offenses, which include sexual extortion online. It is also called sextortion. And it is that a person who threatens to distribute a private or intimate image or video of another person or even a child by email or over text or any electronic means with the intent to harass or coerce or intimidate or extort money or for sexual favor or other benefits from that victim to compel into doing that activity is guilty of sextortion. Sometimes you see people even enter into this intimate relationship, and I don't know. I always say if somebody loves you, it's not about your nude picture. The person doesn't need to see your nude picture before he can love you. We're all married. And for me, I'm married for since 25 years ago. And I didn't see my wife's nude picture before I started loving her. So the ladies, you don't need to send your nude pictures to guys before they can validate your relationship. It can be very dangerous because they can use this to enter into this sextortion act. And anybody who is found in doing this and arrested can be imprisoned from between 10 years to 25 years. The minimum jail term is 10 years, up to 25 years. So we should be very careful about how we handle people's nude pictures. Whenever it's even accidentally find its way into your phone, delete them. Because you don't know who will even use your phone to transfer. It is your phone, so you will be the one to face it. Then that section 67 talks about sextortion. Sorry, section 66 talks about sextortion. That is 67. The section 67 also talks about sharing someone's private or intimate content without consent. Look at the difference. The first one was you will use it to intimidate for favor. But this one, you are just sharing it without the person's authorization. That one is also an offense. And you can go in for between a year to 3 years. Then threats. When you threaten someone to share it so that the person lives with this fear, goes through this kind of trauma, emotional torture, and all that, you can also go in from 1 to 3 years. So be careful in posting personal information online because criminals sometimes use this to search for victims. There are people, wherever they are doing, now the craze is something they call streaking. Everything they are doing, they will streak. So if somebody, you streak and you send this information online for people to know that you are currently not in your home or your place or campus or wherever, then you are telling them that you are not there so they can do whatever they want. So let's try to avoid posting so many things online. Then avoid your full names and all these things, putting them online. Then we should also try as much as possible to change our password of your accounts frequently so that it will reduce the risk of cyber attacks. There are people who meet others online. Whenever you go into that kind of situation and you want to meet somebody who you had friendship with online, don't meet the person alone. Try to go with some people. I'm not the one to tell you not to get your relationship from online because others had their wives and husbands from online. But the first time, second time you are meeting, don't do that alone because you can be a victim for any attack. It is very important, especially the foreign students, that you don't know your way around here. Try to be very, very careful about who you meet from social media and online. Then, ladies and gentlemen, the last bit I want to talk about is the civic responsibility students. We are here and we have to obey the laws. If you're able to obey the laws on campus, it will transcend into whatever laws we have in the country. There are sometimes students commit crimes and they say, I'm a student. The criminal, whoever becomes a criminal doesn't have any coloration as to whether you are on a status, whether you're a student or not. Crime is crime. So if you obey and maintain peace on campus, you have a very good relationship with all of us. And students must obey the laws of the country. Like I said, respect authority and conduct yourselves in a disciplined and lawful manner, both on and off campus. At the hostel, and there are rules and regulations in your tenancy agreement. You shouldn't bring people late without telling your authorities and all that, and you keep on doing that. You are breaking the law, and you are inviting people who become threats to others. So we have to try and do that. Students must also respect the rights, dignity, and property of others, including fellow students, the staff, and everybody in the community. You have a responsibility to maintain peace and security. So avoid violence, vandalism, and for drug abuse. Whenever we arrest you for engaging in drug abuse, we'll prosecute you. So you desist from it. And report crimes of suspicious activities to the university authorities or police. If somebody is engaging in drugs in your room, report to the university authorities or police. That's your civic responsibility. And you're expected to protect public and university property. If you are aggrieved, you don't destroy your property. It is called causing damage and will be arrested because it's against the rules and the Criminal Offences Act of the country. And keep the environment clean and use the facilities both at the university and your residential accommodation responsibly, because you are agents of change, and you must let it pass through you so that we have a very good and reflective environment. If you're able to do this, we can be able to protect ourselves and protect our others around us. So thank you for this opportunity, and we will come from time to time to share a lot of things with you, the students. Thank you.
Chief Superintendent Frederick Hammond, for that very elaborated presentation. Indeed, our dear students, avoid walking in the dark as it poses a security risk to you, and always ensure that you walk in groups so that you would not be found in a bad company of robbers. Chief, we have some few questions and we'll be grateful if you can address them for us. So, a student is asking, are we allowed to keep protective weapons in case of self-defense?
Protective weapons.
Yes.
What do they mean by protective weapons? Sometimes students want to keep knife.
Okay.
They want to keep pepper spray and all these things. In Ghana here, pepper spray is a police or security act. They are not allowed for individuals to use them. So they don't sell even them in open public. If you find pepper spray with people, it means either they smuggled in or something, because they are not allowed. With the weapons, uh, before you can use a weapon like a pistol or gun or something like that, it needs to be registered with police. And whenever you are registering, they ask you the purpose for which you want to use it for. So if you are a student, you are not a business person, you are not engaged in anything that will expose your life in a threat, they will not be able to issue or authorize you to use these things. I think as a student, your life is not on the high risk to be able to keep these things. I even said for self-defense, some people even have pistols and guns, and whenever they face situation like that, they'll be holding their gun, the person will come and take it from them because of fear. So I always say, whenever you are attacked and they want to take something from you, relinquish it, because your life is more important than the property. And when you report, inshallah, maybe we'll be able to use investigation processes to retrieve or arrest the perpetrators.
Okay.
We arrested many, many, many robbers. Last year alone, we arrested over 15 of them who are serving jail term. So we can still, investigate and arrest them.
Okay. I think you mentioned this, but we would want you to kindly re-echo this. So Jojo is asking, if a student becomes a victim of cybercrime or theft, what is the correct way to report to the police?
Jojo, whenever anything like a phone, laptop, or these things are taken from you, report to police immediately, especially the phone. For the phones, with this IMEI number that I said, everybody's phone is unique. So one thing is that if I take your phone from you, I remove the SIM and throw it away, and I put a different SIM on. There's a SIM that can be able to trace whose SIM card is in the phone, so that we'll be able to trace the person and get the phone. If you get a phone and there's a offense in the Criminal Offences Act called being in a possession of a stolen article. So we'll ask how you buy it. If you don't have any proof of ownership, then it means you are a thief. That's why if you report to police, police will have a record that your article is stolen. And also, whenever you are buying phones and laptops, try to get a receipt, because that is evidence of ownership. So that if it is stolen, you report with the receipt to show that that thing that is missing belongs to you. If you're able to get all these things, we can initiate investigation and we'll be able to do that. Try to activate this Find My Phone and other things, services that are also in the phone that can be easy for the phones to be tracked. These are very important. When the criminals know that the phone, if you take it from me and I can track it, it will reduce the opportunity for them to steal.
Okay. Thank you. So Kweku is asking, is it advisable to send our personal details or official documents to internet cafes to be printed? And if we do so, or if we're allowed to do so, what are some of the security measures we can put in place?
For me, it's very, 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 very risky.
Okay.
It's very risky for your personal details to go out there. Criminals can use your personal details to even register SIM cards and all that to defraud people. So as much as possible, we should try to avoid that. Maybe the cyber security people and the rest, and also the department will be able to talk about some of the things that they can install to allow prevent people from taking some of these personal whatever the details.
Yes.
But for me, I wish you can carry out all these things in your ICT rooms in the university. You come and you assess, you let them help you than going to the public.
Okay.
Because the public, you don't know who is censoring whatever is there. And you don't
Okay.
know whatever they can even use to take information retrieve information from your SIM card, your USB card, or even your phone.
Okay.
So I don't normally encourage that.
Okay. Thank you. So Noel is also asking, you mentioned rape, or you spoke about rape, and it was mainly geared towards female students.
Yes.
As a male, what should he do if he feels he's being sexually assaulted, or what can he do, or can he actually report
Yes.
this to the police as well?
Yes, sexual harassment, you can also report to police, but you should be able to have evidence that the person is harassing you. Maybe you can have a recording or something. But the law, in terms of the rape, is something that is within the law, and it relates to the female. The rape aspect, it relates to female. There's also another crime called defilement. For defilement, it can also be male or female. And that one, the person should be below 16 years.
Okay.
And the law is saying that if you have sex or any sexual contact with a female or a male below 16 years, whether the person consent to it or not, it is defilement.
Okay.
And the punishment for that is between 7 to 25 years. And that of rape is between 5 to 25 years.
Okay, thank you. Another is asking, can I please make a report at any police station, or is it only the jurisdiction where the crime occurred?
Fantastic. That's it. You have to make it at the jurisdiction where the crime occurs. However, if the transaction takes place, let's say somebody defrauds you online and the person takes the money online, or you send the money to the person online, it has no jurisdiction. For that one, you can report it to any police station that you think they can handle it. But if it happens like physically occurred somewhere in the geographical area, that jurisdiction is where you need to report.
Okay, we will take our final question. So it's in relation to this. Somebody says that is Kwesi is saying that if somebody promised me admissions and I have done all the payments, but the person could not get me an admission, can I report to the police?
Yes, you can report to the police. That's called defrauding by false pretense.
Okay.
The person who took money from you and promised you admission, is he an admission officer? Is he the person in the university or the school that is engaged in admissions, or is he a member of the admission board? Does he have, even if it's a member of the admission board, does he have the locus? Does he have the singular authority to admit people? So if the person is not like that, then the person defrauded you by false pretense. He pretended to be who he is not and benefited from you, and that is fraudulent in nature. And you have to report to police. The person can be prosecuted and incarcerated or jailed with the minimum of 3 years, even up to whatever they can give him, depending on the value of the money.
Okay. We are most grateful to you, Chief Superintendent Frederick Hammond, for your time